Hello, welcome to another stream. How about that? How about that? Welcome, welcome, welcome. How everyone is doing today? Just a second, I'm adjusting the volumes and stuff like that. So yeah, hello everyone. Hello Luke Gorilla, hello Drokek, hello Kappa Volts, Shigiman, Bedurk Hank, Sirius Sergio, Antonio, I don't know how to pronounce your nickname, Yetanasov, Sebane, Jum, Try Hard for 2069, and Rex. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Really glad to see you all today. Kolumbetka, hello, hello. So yeah, today is what? I think today is Thursday, right? It's Wednesday, my dudes. So that means today, according to the schedule, we're doing what? We are programming in C++ and we continue to develop our text-to-video renderer in C++. How about that? How about that? So yeah, so this is basically the idea of the project is that we have a chat log from Twitch, from Discord, from Mixer, rest in peace. And then you'll be able to take the chat log and turn it into a video that you can later embed into your stream recording. So this is needed when you have recorded the stream, but you forgot to record the chat. So you can add the chat in a post-production by rendering the chat separately. So that's the point of this project, and it's actually pretty functional as it is right now, but it's very unpolished, right? All of the like major functionality of the application is there. It's just like we just need to make it more usable, I suppose, right? So, and I guess that's exactly what we're gonna do today. That's exactly what we're gonna do today. So yeah, let's get started. I'm actually quite surprised that I managed to pull that off like in C++. Yeah. And also like I managed to glue together a lot of like different dependencies, because this kind of project requires a lot of different dependencies. I don't even know how many dependencies we have. We definitely have like a free type, curl, libpcr e2, which I really want to remove, by the way. I don't think it's a pretty good dependency. So what else do we have here? We have lib OpenGL and glfw, free type. I think I already mentioned free type. We have GIF, FFmpeg, libpng, maybe libgpeg. I don't quite remember. I think we also use stb. There's, you know, a decent amount of dependencies, and we managed to glue them together to make something more or less usable. Excuse me. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I actually learned a lot by developing this project. It's amazing. All right, let's take a look what we have. So maybe I want to actually start tmucus. So we have some garbage here. I want to remove it super quick. So I'm going to remove JSON. I also like to put V in front of the file so I can see what exactly RM did. So just in case it didn't do anything suspicious or any kind of fucky-wucky. Alright, so let's check out the master and let's fetch the latest changes. With pruning them, of course. Everything seems to be okay. So some of the branches can be removed already, and let's merge everything. Origin master. Origin master, and yeah, let me remove some of the branches that are not needed anymore. It's 146 and fix previous sync. So all of them are not needed anymore. There we go. Hello, Jan Pun Thong. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, it takes some time to build everything from scratch because it's a relatively big project. So yeah. So we're just waiting for the release build. I wonder what it's doing. I think it's primarily linking things together, right? Maybe not. Also, maybe some caches needs to be warmed up before it will, you know, compile all of that a little bit faster. Okay, so the release build has finally been done, and now it's a debug build. Debug build should be a little bit faster because it doesn't do any significant optimizations. So what we have here is just a chat log. This is how the chat log looks like, right? And then by running the application, we will be able to actually render that thing. So it takes some time. We need to render 14 seconds of the video. Why don't you use aliases for Git? Because I didn't make them. All right. So, and after that, as you can see, sample txt. There we go. Now we managed to turn that into a video. So this is how the video generated from the text looks like. So yeah. This is the project. This is what the project is all about. So it lets you turn that text into this video, synchronizing all of the messages like with their timestamps, and also it renders all of the emotes, including GIF emotes. Right. So this is quite cool because some of these things like Kikona, /PLS, dance, and stuff like that, all of these are emotes, and moreover, they are GIF emotes. So this application managed to just turn all of that into a video with, you know, different kind of stuff. So, and it's not recorded. This thing is not recorded. It's generated from scratch. It's a video file generated from scratch. That's what it is. So I think it's pretty cool, I gotta say. I think it is in fact pretty cool. The first thing I want to do actually as a warm-up, I want to remove the dependency on PCRE. I think that dependency is kind of dumb. Right, because it adds additional maintenance cost, and I cannot justify the benefits of that dependency. So the benefit of that dependency is that when you're trying to render, right, let's actually do render. You can customize with a regular expression how to parse your message. Right, so this is basically the default regular expression that parses your message. That's what it does. So, and the message looks like this, right? The message looks like this. So the problem here is if you know this kind of syntax, you probably have enough knowledge to just write a Python script, go through all of your logs, and transform them to the required format, right? So it's kind of pointless. This feature is not for advanced users. All right. If you know how to use the feature, you very likely can just write a Python script that fixes the logs. Second of all, this feature adds additional dependencies that you have to deal with, right? So which is not particularly convenient. So I think the cost does not justify the benefit that we get, right? And the use is very limited, Right, because you don't have a Turing complete language to parse the messages, right? For example, you have something in a very weird format, and that something cannot be easily parsed by regular expressions. You need like a proper Turing complete language to do so, right? And that feature just does not allow you to do that. You'll have to write a Python script anyway. So you see what I'm talking about? This is like the main problems, the main problems of this feature, like, you know, message regex. Hello, Hamikovi, welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, and because of that, I just want to go ahead and remove it. So we spent some time adding it, but I think it's just not worth it. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? So yeah, that's why I'm gonna just go ahead and make an executive decision to remove that feature. Right, so yeah, I suppose this thing is for very advanced users. Plus, I remember Hudson Plots had a hard time, you know, building all of that. What else your program can do? I can do all sorts of things. I still doubt it. Like, I'm not sure if anyone uses it. And it's kind of difficult to know if any, well, like, nobody uses that application anyway. I know for sure. Yeah, I suppose you just have to adapt that to the format, and you'll have to do that yourself. You just need to know how to do that. Yeah. So because I don't want to like extend the scope of this application too much, right? So hello 85. Is it created from scratch? It depends on the definition from scratch, though. So how much is from scratch? I didn't create the operating system on top of which it works, so probably not. What's up, CopyCase? Hello everyone who just joined. Hello everyone. All right, remove PCRE2 dependency. Let's call it dep. All right, so I think I'm gonna just go ahead and start removing this thing, PCRE. Yeah, so now there's no such dependency anymore. How hard to be compatible with FreeBSD? I have no idea how to answer your question. How do you want me to measure hardness? Like, give me the measure units of hardness. I mean, no using libraries and etc. Well, I used libraries. I used at least libc. So it's kind of difficult to do anything on Linux without using at least libc, because then your program is not going to be portable within the same operating system, because Linux at some point introduced backward incompatible changes to their syscalls, so you need libc to actually abstract that away from you. So yeah, so it's kind of difficult to develop without any libraries. So as a matter of fact, I don't really know any actively used application on Linux that doesn't use any libraries at all. At least they use libc. Use C runtime, not from scratch. Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and try to do this kind of thing. Oh, I have a hello world that I wrote in assembly that uses directly Linux syscalls. Well, it's not particularly useful. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't build the release. I think I should build the debug. Vodus debuggers. For me, it's glibc. I think I'm also using glibc. So people say that you're supposed to use, you know, something like muscle? Is that how it's called? I don't remember how this C library is called, but yeah. Calibre OS written in assembly and all apps for it written in assembly. Nice. Is Calibre OS like POSIX compatible? I think it's not. Since everything is written in assembly and stuff like that, it's probably not POSIX compatible. Also, let me go to video params. So here are the video params. And what I'm gonna go ahead and do, I'm gonna remove the message rejects, and I'm gonna follow the compilation errors and just slowly remove them one by one. Okay, so we don't need to have that. No POSIX. I mean, POSIX is kind of old and tired. So, how old is POSIX? How old is Unix? Why are we still using operating system from 70s? Couldn't we come up with something new already? It's kind of weird, like, it's just, like, why are we still beating the dead horse? I think the time has come to come up with something new. But my legacy code, my backward compatibility, no, I need my application. I need my old ass applications. Give me my POSIX, give me my POSIX. Yeah, sure. Okay. Parse messages from a string view. All right. So here, what we do we are using PCRE2, yeah, just to extract all of that shite. So that means I'll have to rewrite this entire thing in C code yet again. Can we get the new POSIX version 2? Is there any language lower level than assembly? Machine code? Machine code. Can you call machine code a language? What's the definition of the language? Zoomer apps use straight up Linux syscalls. None of that POSIX crap. Prime example is the best thing to hit Linux systemd. Wait, systemd doesn't use the POSIX layer? They directly... I didn't know that. I mean, they kind of need to do that to like better okay, so I'm stupid, I'm sorry. Do you make the program work first or cleaning up the code while writing the code at the same time? Refactor? No, I first clean up my code, then I write it. So this is how I do that usually. What kind of question is that? I'm sorry. It's like, I first clean up my house and then I build it. How about that? Can you do that? That's a sign of fucking software engineer, senior software engineer. All right. So what do we get? So we do the compilation of our nation, so we don't need that shit anymore. Then we check that that shit went okay. So then we match the data. Right, we match the data. Expected message size. I think we do need expected message size. Right, so this is expected message size. Then we allocate some memory. Clean code repeat. That can become a poster. Cool. Everyone loves posters. Everyone loves put up useless crap on their walls, apparently. Anyways, so let's continue. So this is the message. I extract message, splitting by lines and stuff like that. Then I do the match. I don't think we need to do that anymore. Right, and here we're extracting this kind of thing. Message rejects. All right. So then we sort the messages and then we return them. Me, I hope it doesn't seek fault. I mean, just don't access memory. It's never gonna succeed if you never access the memory, right? So, why people are so scared of segfaults? Just don't access memory. It's that fucking simple. Come on. So how am I gonna approach all of that? So we need to be able to extract timestamp, then nickname, get substring view by name. Yeah. He probably meant like, do you write shit code just to make it work and then clean up after? Or do you write clean right away? How do you measure the cleanness? How do you distinguish clean code from non-clean code? Like, how do you do that? So what's the criteria? Like, I don't know how people do that. Is it like porn? I know it when I see it? That doesn't work for other people. How other people can use the criteria? What is the clean code? Let's define clean code first, and then we can maybe talk about it. There is a book called The Clean Code. Cool. I never read it. Uncle Bob decides it. Who the fuck is Uncle Bob? Just cut edges, use unoptimized solutions. Well, yeah, I do use unoptimized solutions at the beginning and then optimize them later. Is that what you guys mean? Why didn't you just say that right away? Why do you need like abstract notions like clean code, ephemeral code, the divine code? Let's define more like useless abstract words. Like if you want to ask me whether I do unoptimized solution, well, yeah, I do them. Like let's actually call things the way they are supposed to be called, right? So like, why the fuck we need to come up with these bullshit words? Can we talk like a normal human beings already? I don't know. Pythonic. Oh, by the way, Lembakoto, welcome to the stream. Uncle Bob defined clean code. Well, good for him. I don't know who the fuck he is. So. Clean code is that code which even humans can understand. If I could show my code to my mom, she won't be understand, so my mom is not human, right? Is that what you mean? Okay. So let's continue. So get from scratch. So we also get subtracting by name. Yeah. Parse message. So I think we should call it something like parse all messages then. Then it returns size. I don't really know why it returns the size. Okay, so it actually tells us how many of them. Does your mom pass the Turing test? I'm not sure, to be fair. Alright, parse message from string view. So we want to parse a single message, and maybe we want to even return a single message. Alright. So for some reason it's also... Yeah. Okay. So string view input. So this is what we need to do here. You know what? I want to actually introduce something like chop timestamp, right? Chop timestamp, and it's actually going to be the input is going to be passed by a pointer, and it will automatically modify it. So I need to find the structure message. So in structure message we have a timestamp, and timestamp is this thing. To be fair, I would like to introduce like some sort of an alias, because you know, timestamp, because I want the code to be a little bit more self-documenting, right? And there's no like any particularly useful semantic information in just this type. So I would like to introduce something like this, so later I can document things a little bit better right in the code. So where is my parser stuff? I think so. Parse message I already lost it. Parse message from substrings, and so I think it was called something like parse all. Yeah, this is what I called it, parse. Yeah, let's not call it all because I decided to come up with a different name. So okay, in here we're gonna have something like this. To do chop timestamp is not implemented. Right. Using. Oh, why not? By the way, thank you for reminding me that I can do using. Type def timestamp. Yeah, I forgot that I'm using C++ because some time ago, I think like a couple of days ago, I was programming in C, and sometimes it's just mentally for me difficult to switch between, you know, C and C++ and stuff like that. Is this Emacs in i3? No, it's Visual Studio Code and Windows. I don't use any distros, I use WSL. Horizon Pots, welcome to the stream. Welcome. How are you doing? By the way, for any of the questions, check out FAQ first. They are all answered there. What does the tab think at the top of it? Isn't i3? No, it's a Windows feature. It's a Microsoft Windows feature, if you didn't know that. Windows 10 is pretty cool. All right. Parse messages. Parse messages from the strings. There we go. So this is going to be chop timestamp. Then we're going to have something like string view chop nickname. So it's going to be string view input. Similarly, Windows is good now. Well, it was always good. I mean, it's created by the greatest company of all time, Microsoft. Right. Everybody knows that. Implemented. Open Windows. Cortana is writing the code in script. Yes, I am Cortana, actually. Right, chop message. So this is what we're gonna put here. Chop message. Shop. Just like Solaris became OpenSNS, we now have Windows becoming Open Windows. Yeah. I don't know. I wonder if Windows ever will become open source. What do you guys think? I mean, it's kind of already is. Windows XP is already kind of open source, is it not? I think it is. So unsolicitedly open sourced. That's how we call it. Where are your Instagram? Instagram.com/Tsoding nudes. That's how it's called. Check it out. Follow me there. I need followers there. Okay, so this is what we're gonna have here. So this is a timestamp. I'm gonna do chop timestamp, and the input is gonna be just a message. So this is just a message. Then we're gonna do shop nickname message, and then we're gonna have shop message. So, and I'm gonna show you something cool, chat. Look at that. Boom. Can you Vim do that? Can you align things like that fucking perfectly? It says account was banned because of Ninja. God fucking damn it. My third account this week. Jesus fucking Christ. I should probably read to OS. Anyway, so let's continue. So is it gonna compile now? Hopefully maybe it's gonna compile. All right, so we also have this shit. We don't need this function anymore. Okay, so get timestamp from the matched data. Yeah, so let's just remove it. So I'm just removing and like redundant, useless code. And by the way, the less dependencies we have in the project, the less bugs we're gonna have, right? Because you not only introduce your own bugs, you also inherit the bugs of the libraries, and those libraries actually inherit the bugs of their own dependencies, and the amount of bugs in your applications like grows exponentially like as you use more and more dependencies. Have you thought about that, by the way? Exponential bug growth, exactly. Alrighty. So does it compile now? I think it does compile, which is actually kind of amazing. Do we even include PCRE2 anywhere? PCRE2? We do fucking include it. How does it find it even? Oh, this is probably because it's already in the include here. Yeah, it's already in the user include. That's why it can easily see that. All right. PCRE2, and I think I need to go here, PCRE2, and just remove PCRE2 from all of the dependencies of the CI build. Right. We have anything else? We don't need that shite anymore. Yeah, by the way, here's the plots. I'm removing PCRE. I think you already noticed that. I'm so prepared. Yeah. So essentially, you don't have to deal with it on FreeBSD anymore. So I managed to actually convince myself that we don't need this dependency. Essentially, that dependency was needed for customizing regular expression that is going to be used to parse message. But if you can use the regular expression, it actually used named captchas, which makes the regular expressions quite complicated. So my logical thinking was the following. If you can use this feature, you might as well actually write a Python or Perl script to do that. If you have enough knowledge to use regular expressions, you have enough knowledge to use scripting languages that handle text. That process text, I mean, right? Makes sense. So you personally don't need that feature. And second, regular expression is actually kind of limited because it's not Turing complete language. If you have like a very sophisticated raw log format, you still need a proper language to extract logs anyway. So in majority of the situations, you probably want to use some sort of a script to extract logs and normalize it to a particular format. So this feature doesn't really add any values to the users who can use it, and it adds maintenance cost to the developers. So that's why I'm removing it. So we're going to have a standardized format, right? And you will have to normalize your logs to that format using Perl, Python, Bash, C, whatever you want, assembly. You can process text with assembly if you want. So I also think it sounds reasonable because there's so many different formats, you cannot take all of them into account. We provide like a standardized format, just normalize your logs to that somehow, however you want. I think it makes sense. I think it's really reasonable. And now we don't have to deal with PCRE2, and I really don't like this library. Well, I kind of liked this library when I was working with a Rust wrapper, but I think Rust wrapper just make it look easier than the library actually is. Yeah, so. I didn't say that I hate it. Did I say I hate it? I think I just said that I don't really like this library. I don't think I hate it. I mean, it's a classical C library. Rust makes everything better. I don't think in that particular case the Rust makes something better. I think the wrapper makes something better, not the Rust itself. Don't like her. All right. Risks 5 stream when streamer. You know what? And ironically, it's actually a very interesting idea. Risk 5 stream. I'll think about that. It's seriously, it's actually a very interesting idea. Because as far as I know, QEMA supports Risk 5s, or Risk 5, right? QEMA system. Yeah, there you go. So that means we can, you know, execute on Risk 5 32 or 64. We can try to, you know, write something in the Risk 5 assembly just to learn it. Why not? Sounds like a pretty good idea. Thank you so much. I'll think about that. I always wanted to check it out at some point. PCRE2. So, and also we have that in the dependencies, in the documentation. Let's remove that as well. Okay, let's try to recompile that, and everything seems to be okie dokie karaoke. So you eventually decided to use GDB in the compilers options. Probably. I actually decided to do that very long time ago. You probably haven't watched me for a while. It's kind of an interesting question, but yeah. UQTT6161, not even 6969. Thank you so much for tier 1 subscription, your first subscription, by the way. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and welcome to our epic C++ club. How about that? How about that? Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Absolutely fucking epic, mate. All right. So let's do a committee, and maybe then even a pushy. But we also have some to-dos to implement. So chop timestamp is not implemented, nickname, and yeah. So the first commit is going to be remove PCRE2 dependency. It's kind of funny how my conscious doesn't know how to spell words, but my fingers do. Sometimes, like, I don't know how to spell the word, I just let my fingers to type that word, and then I can see how it's typed. For Rare, thank you so much for Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you, your first subscription as far as I can see, and welcome to our epic regular expression club. That's right, we do regular expressions here. Thank you so much. A dependency, it's and okay, so even my fingers don't know how to type that. That's embarrassing. Thank you so much. I'm Bebega. In order to achieve a clean code, you have to sprinkle it with the Russian tap water. That's a cool idea. Thank you. I have some here. It's filtered though, because drinking Russian tap water unfiltered is actually quite dangerous. You may get corona. Anyway. I thought you were doing PHP here. I'm sorry. Feel free to unsub. But it is what it is. Thank you, Kudu. Also, no one really cares about spelling in commit messages. I care. So you're already wrong by definition. How does it feel to be factually wrong? I don't know what to do, but my fingers do it for me. So thank you so much. Alrighty. So did I do a pushy already? I think I forgot to do a pushy. The next thing is going to be implementing. So if you try to run this thing right now, I think it's going to crash. By the way, Hertz+, here is a pretty interesting issue for you. Implement the quote database and collect quotes per channel. So yeah, or maybe like a global quote list or something. Render Mayak. Yeah, there we go. So it says that chop timestamp is not implemented, which is factually true. So how are we gonna do all of that? So let's take a look at the format. Okay, yes, I also thought about the cake. So first thing we have to do here, we have to trim this entire thing, right? It's gonna be input trim. For some reason, trim does not modify string; it just returns a new thing. Because I'm Bebega. Maybe not. You can kind of do something like. So first we do chop by delimiter. So we're chopping by this delimiter, and we're chopping by this one, right? So basically it will return like an empty string, but it also will remove this part, right? Then the next thing we do, row timestamp. We chop by this delimiter, right? So basically we split by this character and we get this entire string. And afterwards we can try to trim it. Right, there we go. So now we can forget about the input, and now we have a row timestamp. Right, we have a row timestamp that we can work with. So we can only focus on doing this thing, which is quite cool. So the next thing we need to do, we need to parse hours, then minutes, then seconds, and then milliseconds. We also have this kind of situation here. So let me see. So this is going to be a row hours. To be fair, we can just do hours, where you can do a row timestamp, then chop by delimiter colon, right? You chop by delimiter colon, then you trim it, and then you can try to convert it to a number. I think it's as integer, and then you can specify what kind of integer you want to convert it to. Yeah, simple as that. So essentially you have the string, you split by this thing, extracting this thing, you trim it to remove any extra spaces, and you convert it into an integer. But as far as I know, as integer returns maybe integer. So that's what's interesting about it. As integer, right, it returns maybe integer. So we'll need to unwrap it, and we have a special thing to unwrap it. I think it's called unwrap or panic. And I don't have it here because I'm using old aids. Is it in seconds? No, it's hours. The first number here is hours, right? This is, let me actually show you. Okay, look. This is hours, this is minutes, this is seconds. Make sense? Hours, minutes, seconds. We're parsing from left to right, we're parsing hours. Make sense? Hopefully it makes sense. Okay. Now. Oh, you mean timestamps are seconds? Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I see what you mean. So it doesn't make sense to call it timestamp because timestamp is expected to be a seconds. But I'm not even sure. I think timestamp even milliseconds. Yeah, you're right. Thank you so much. How did you use this cool zoom effect? I'm using an application called Boomer that we developed some time ago on the stream. Yes, it's called Boomer because it's zoomer. Get it? It's a zoomer called Boomer. Anyway, it's written in Nim, by the way. Have you ever heard about this programming language? It's actually a very interesting programming language, I gotta tell you. So yeah, essentially it lets you just do things like pump and zoom in, and also have like a flashlight effect. And we developed all of that ourselves on the stream. So yeah. Welcome to the Tsoding channel where we do amazing kind of shit. My god. So, okay, I'm using old aids. For those who doesn't know, by the way, chat, aids is my replacement for std. So C++ has a standard library called std, and I don't really like it, so I developed my own one that is called aids. So, and I'm using old aids right now, so I think I need to upgrade them. Let's go ahead and upgrade them. I don't like it. Very fun. Do we have a latest 8 here? I think we do. Let me see if we have the latest 8s. Oh, we don't even have the latest 8s here. Origin master. There we go. So now we have a 8's version 0.21.0. Yeah, and it has a lot of new and interesting things. The most important thing for us, it has its unwrap or panic, which accepts maybe, unwraps it, and if it cannot unwrap it, it will actually panic and crash your whole application. So, which is quite convenient in our particular situation. So, I'm gonna go to Vodus and upgrade my aids. So, I'm gonna just copy paste it here, and let's take a look. So, the aids, oh my god, I've been using the very old aids apparently. Yeah, there we go. Okay, okay. There we go. The bot is trusted now. Did you use, by the way, the compile time evaluation to extract the hash and bake it into the executable? Similar to how I did that in Hypernet. I just needed the commit number. Ah, I see. Yes. Actually, D is very good at it, at this kind of stuff. It just makes it super easy to do this. Alright, so let's do the AIDS upgrade. Upgrade AIDS 0.15.0 to 0.21.0. There we go. The AIDS has been successfully upgraded. Alright, so, and I think I need to test if I still can build this entire thing. Oh shit. Oh shit, this is actually very interesting. Oh my god, that's super cool. Yeah, so recently one of the functions were deprecated. And now, well, I mean, the code is still backward compatible, but now it throws an exception, throws a warning and tells you what exactly is wrong. So, use args shift. So I'm using args pop to parse the arguments, but recently it got renamed to shift, and the previous pop was deprecated. So it was decided to rename pop to shift since it creates confusion with the pop operation of stacks, which removes the elements from the other end, and shift is common operation in Bash and Perl, probably others, for parsing command line arguments. So now it not only warns you when something is deprecated, it also explains you like why it was deprecated and what to use and stuff like that. So now what I have to do, I have to go here, replace it with shift. So, and also replace it with shift and another one. All right, so I think that's it. Droka, why are you not trusted, by the way? Trust Droka 87. I'm sorry, I didn't know that you were trusted. You inserted extra A after 0 Anwar Pammi comment on top of AIDS file. I'll create the PR to remove. Ah, yeah, feel free to do so. Feel free to do so. I'm sorry that bot actually timed you out. I suppose you never tried to type a link before, and that's why I never had an opportunity to actually trust you. I really apologize. So, alright, so we have other things here. So this one is shift as well. So this one is also shift. No problem at all. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Apparently we have a lot of places. Jesus Christ! CryoC _ subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thank you. Thank you so much for Twitch Prime subscription. As far as I can see, it's your first subscription. And welcome to our epic C++ club. How about that? Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Absolutely fucking epic, mate. Alright, so it seems to be okie dokie, and yeah, so I successfully did everything. Alright, so now it's just shift, and I can do also commit. So it's gonna be pop to shift, nothing special, and in this message, what we're doing in this message, yeah. So after we did that, we need to unwrap it. So we have to do unwrap or panic, right? Unwrap and panic, and unwrap or panic also accepts. It also accepts things that you can print on the screen. Something like incorrect timestamp, but it would be actually pretty cool to, you know, give more precise position of a parsing error. So message parsing should give more precise position of syntax of the syntax errors. There we go. So, but for now, I think it's going to be acceptable. Alright, so yeah, everything seems to be working correctly. So if I go back here, now what we need to parse here is essentially minutes, right? So it's going to be really similar. It's a row timestamp, chop by delimiter, colon, trim, as integer, uint 64 _ t, and we have to unwrap all of that goodness. Unwrap or panic. Right, so incorrect timestamp hours must be number. Well, at least to know where exactly the error has happened. Right, then here we have incorrect timestamp. Timestamp minutes must be a number. I think we have to put a here because it's a single number, right? So I don't really speak English, right? But at least I'm trying. I'm trying to remember the English language rules. And I remember that in front of the nouns in a single form, you usually have to put a, I think, if they're countable, if I remember correctly. But again, I don't speak English, I'm sorry. Alrighty. Now, we also need to parse the seconds, right? We need to also parse the seconds in wrap or panic. Row timestamp, chop by delimiter, the same stuff. Oh, this one is actually very interesting. Because, yeah. Depending on what we have here, we'll have to do these things slightly differently. Right, we have to remember that we're in fact parsing this thing, right? We in fact parsing this thing. So when we chop by colon, we remove this entire thing. When we chop by colon again, we remove this entire thing. But sometimes you also have milliseconds, right? We also have milliseconds. Hello, Sethu, welcome to the stream. So I guess you have to have a condition here that checks. Yeah, I think we can try to simply split by dot, right? And if there's no dot here, it will be converted to just a regular number. I think chop by delimiter actually handles all of that. I think it is in fact handles all of that. So this is going to be seconds. Can you just parse as a float? No, not really. Oh, maybe I can. It's actually a pretty interesting idea. Because that way I don't have to... But I'll still have to convert it to a to an integer. Nah, don't really want to deal with floats, to be fair. Floats are really finicky. So I could do that, maybe it will simplify things, but kind of scared of floats. Now, what I'm going to split here, I'm going to split by dot. It's going to be trim as integer uint 6040, like this. Incorrect timestamp. Seconds must be a number. So here are the seconds, and afterwards we need to check if row timestamp is empty or not. Count. Is it greater than 0 or not? If it's greater than 0, that means we have milliseconds. If not, we don't have milliseconds. And as far as I can remember, timestamp is in milliseconds, right? It is in milliseconds. So let's actually call it timestamp then. So it's going to be initially 0. And if we do have something in a row timestamp, essentially what we're going to do, timestamp plus row thing as integer uint 6040, and there you go. And we also have to unwrap it, right? Unwrap or panic. Incorrect timestamp. Milliseconds must be a number or something. So afterwards we can simply return timestamp. All right, and here we can do some things, I suppose. So we can have seconds multiplied by 1000. I forgot if timestamp is milliseconds. I need to double check that. So let me go back in time. Actually, I want to stash everything. I want to stash everything and really go back in time. Like here, right? And let's revert everything. Let's revert everything. And when I'm parsing these milliseconds and stuff. Okay, so I convert all of that to seconds, only then multiply by 1000 and then add milliseconds. Okay, that makes sense. That totally makes sense. Let's actually go back here. Oh, by the way, hello Ivanhoe, welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're just removing some nasty dependencies in our code that we don't need anymore. How about that? Okay, so maybe it would be, yeah, auto m seconds. So initially it's gonna be 0, and maybe I'm gonna do it like that. M seconds equal to that. And here we can do the following thing. We're gonna have hours. So in a single hour, we have 60 minutes. In a single minute, we have 60 seconds. Cool. Then we add minutes. In a single minute, we have 60 seconds multiplied by 60. So, and we add seconds here. There we go. So taking all of that and multiply it by 1000, we get milliseconds in this entire expression. And then we add the rest of the milliseconds. So, but this one, we also need to normalize properly. All right. Because this thing should be equal to this thing. So, and we parsed only 5. So what we need to do here, we need to pad it up to 3 numbers. We need to pad it up to 3 numbers. And I see why you suggested float, but I don't want to use float here. I know that using float would be easier. I know, I know, blah, 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 yeah, but I'm not going to use it float here. All right. So I'm just thinking what would be easier. So before it was easier because I was parsing this number myself, right, as I was going from left to right, but now I'm using this function. Right, I'm just using this function. So we can do some stuff if, for example, m seconds less than 10, right? We multiply them by 100. If m seconds less than 100, we multiply them by 10. Yeah, I suppose. I think it's not particularly gonna work well as well, because what if you have like more stuff there? Yeah, it's not gonna really work well because we need to cut some of them down. Yeah. So here's the idea then. Here's the idea. We're gonna take the row timestamp, right? We're gonna take the row timestamp, and we're gonna actually iterate like 3 times. So this is gonna be m second. It's already initially equal to 0. So I'm gonna iterate 3 times. Yeah, I think this is how I'm gonna do that. Right. So we only do that if I is less the row timestamp count. Right. So we don't need any of this stuff anymore. Hello, Lemonade Lizzie. Alright, I hope I pronounced your nickname correctly. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? So we're just parsing some numbers, some timestamps and stuff like that. Isn't it epic? Isn't it epic? I think it's pretty goddamn epic. Alright, so, and if is digit row timestamp data I, right? Data I. What we want to do here is just do m seconds multiplied by 10 plus that digit minus 0. There we go. Otherwise, we want to throw an error, right? We want to throw an error. Can I actually have some sort of like panic? That would be actually cool. So I could do something like panic and just use like I think we should add panic. I think it would be super cool idea, chat. We need to have something like panic. Incorrect timestamp. Milliseconds must be a number. Right. So, and if I is greater than the things we have here, essentially what we have to do is just multiply milliseconds by 10. Alright, and we can actually do it like this. So there is a shortcut for that. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Overall, this kind of expression makes sense to me. Okay. So now, it's milliseconds, by the way, with double L. Okay, thank you so much. I really want to introduce panic, by the way. I really want to introduce it because I think it would be useful. So let's go to AIDS and let's go to okay. So yeah, I see a unwrap or panic. Yeah. So essentially, we're gonna have a panic here, which only accepts the arguments. So as you can see, we use like quite extensively variadic templates to do all of that. Panic A. Did I do panic A? You mean this one? Okay. All right. Panic. All right. Cool. So, and we're gonna only accept arguments here. All right. So, and essentially, this is how it's gonna go. So panic simply prints the arguments to the standard error and exits with 1. And essentially what we can do here, we can just panic args like this and we can remove all of this. So I basically extracted this logic out of it and now it kind of makes sense. What the fuck is this quote? Did I say that? Did I fucking say that? I mean, it sounds like something I would say, that's for sure. Alright, and I think I want to include that to the next version of AIDS. So, and I'm pretty sure Droka submitted a pull request. So let's actually take a look. I didn't see any pull requests, so yeah. AIDS. Yeah, it's a replacement for STD. Check it out, by the way. It's a replacement for STD. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So we don't have panic for some reason. Did I save AIDS? Was not declared. But it was declared. Ah, because I'm inside of those AIDS. I see. Alright. Oh, and I didn't even commit that. I just say, okay, so there's no need for a pull request here. My Jenna 190, welcome. Hello, how are you doing? Welcome. So, yeah. So let's do a release of AIDS. 0. I probably need to just test that all of that stuff compiles. At least examples. At least all of the examples compile. And we don't have anything super weird. Then I'm gonna bump the version, and I'm gonna put a changelog 22. Panic. I can just say, you know, panic. There we go. So this is what we introduced here. 0, 22, 0. Release. And what we introduced here, we introduced the panic function. There we go. So I make like these micro releases for this library all the time. So I need to add a couple of functions. This is the new release, and it increments the minor version because that version is backward compatible. So existing code will still work with this library. So yeah, the new version of AIDS has been successfully released, chat. Has been successfully released. How about that? So the time has come to upgrade the AIDS. So let's go back to Tsoding Vodus, src, and I'm gonna just copy the AIDS there. And we can say, all right, so I'm gonna do, oh, Jesus Christ, what the hell is that? Thank you so much. AIDS release party, yeah. Thank you for 10 bits. Upgrade 0.21.0, 0.22.0, and there we go. The AIDS has been upgraded, successfully upgraded. So now this kind of thing should compile properly. I'm compiling the wrong thing, by the way. Compiling the wrong thing. Vodus debuggers. Vodus debuggers. There we go. It has been successfully compiled. I wonder if it's gonna work. So we can try to just run the render and see if it fails. So chop nickname is not implemented. So essentially what we see here is that it didn't crash on parsing milliseconds at least, which is already pretty cool. So let's commit that as well. It's gonna be something like implement chop timestamp. There we go. Next thing, we need to implement chop nickname. So chop nickname essentially parses this part, right? It parses the nickname. Now video params chop nickname. I can't find it. Chop nickname. Give me. Okay, so here's the chop nickname. There we go. So as far as I can see, the nickname starts with angular bracket, opening angular bracket, and ends with this thing. So the first thing we have to do, I suppose, we have to chop by delimiter, opening angular bracket, right? And that removes not only the angular bracket, but any trash right in front of it, like spaces, for example, right? We don't need those spaces, so that will remove them automatically. So, and then we're gonna have a nickname. So here's the nickname. After we remove that, right, we're gonna chop by input chop by delimiter closing thing, and that will automatically extract that and return that, and also remove that. So yep. So this is a nickname, and then we can just return this nickname. So actually chopping a nickname is way easier than chopping a message, I would say. Spaces are not trash. I mean, it depends on the situation, right? So something that we don't need, we usually call a trash. That's why we put it in the trash bin. Someone's trash is someone's treasure. How did they say that in English? I don't know how they say that in English, but yeah, it just depends on the perspective, right? Trash is not an absolute category. I think it's just relative. Trash is relative, okay? Trash is relative. Is calling CC the same as calling GCC? I think it depends on the operating system. Do we have any aliases? So if we take a look at which CC, so it's a file in the file system, right? And if we take a look at what kind of file it is, it's a symbolic link to alternative CC. And alternatives are Debian mechanism that enables you with keeping several applications that provide the same functionality. So you can actually like set up what's going to be the default application that's supposed to provide that functionality. And if we take a look at this file, it's a symbolic link to GCC. So CC is just a symbolic link, but I'm not sure if such symbolic link is standardized by any standard like POSIX. Is it? I'm not even once man's trash is another man's trash. Okay, thank you so much. I remember that English had some like this kind of idiom, but I forgot the exact wording. Thank you so much. So in case of a Debian, it is the same as calling GCC, but since it goes through the alternative mechanism, you can change it. I'm pretty sure you can set alternative to be Clang, and in that case, it's going to be Clang. I think we can try to update alternatives. So update alternatives. I don't know how to do that, but alternative is kind of like a really has convoluted interface, so I don't remember how to do that. But in Debian, you can change that. But whether CC is standardized somehow, I'm not sure. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. I would recommend you to just Google that up. So yeah. Anyway, so now we need to chop the message. We need to chop the message. The message is actually pretty easy to chop. I think the rest of the input is the message. The only thing we need to do here is just stream the message from both of the sides. So, and I guess that's it. So the most difficult part was implementing the timestamp. Right, so parsing nickname, parsing message is actually the easiest step, so we don't have to focus on it too much. So I might also want to do the full rebuild just in case, just to see if release also builds. Russian detected, exactly. Mr. Skalder 2, you're Russian and you just exposed yourself. Well, at least you're Russian speaking. Right, you might also be Ukrainian or Belarusian. Yeah, so it's not like exclusively Russian thing, it's more of a Russian speaking thing, and there's more nations who speak Russian apart from Russians themselves. So yeah. All right, we still have this kind of situation. Oh yeah, it's actually a good idea that I decided to do that. I was just joking, don't worry about it. What's up, Tapko Wild? Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Seems to be Gucci. Seems to be Tamaguchi. God fucking damn it. We still have this thing. Maybe I have to just go... Yeah, primarily all of that is happening in the div images, so I have to quickly replace pop with shift. There we go, like everywhere. You moving project to net? You mean .NET 5.0. How difficult it is? By the way, how difficult it is to move projects from one major version of .NET to another one? Like, I have zero experience with the .NET platform, so I have no idea. So is it too much of an effort? Is there some tools or guidelines on how to upgrade from one major version to another? It's very easy. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. So, I mean, it's in the best interest of Microsoft to actually make it as smooth as possible, so people keep using their platforms. So yeah, I would imagine that it's actually super easy. Probably some like major tweaks and stuff like that. Alright, so I'm gonna do div image. Right, looks good. And let's do the full rebuild. One line change most often. I see, that's pretty nice. Mostly the changes are done internally. Oh, I see. So they're just improving the runtime of the virtual machine or something. I see, I see. Well, Java, as far as I know, is also mostly just backward compatible, so the old code, the old Java code is probably gonna work fine on the latest JVM and the latest Java compiler. As when replacing Netcore Ep 3.0 to Net 5 in CS project files works well, small problems with third-party depths only. Ah, I see. If you use C++, you didn't have to change anything. Well, yeah, they take backward compatibility quite seriously in C++, and especially in C word. In C, backward compatibility is, you know, pretty insane. The shit that is written in NCC will probably work literally everywhere. Probably even on my mic. If I write like an NCC program, I will probably manage to run it on this microphone or something. I don't know. Anyway. If you had to use Haskell, you would throw your project into the trash bin. Yeah, which is kind of sad because Haskell is actually a cool language. I really like it as a language. As a language, I absolutely love Haskell, and it's actually so sad that the whole like implementation and infrastructure and the state of GCC is just so fucking sad. Okay. Didn't they remove the register keyword in C++17? I don't know. Why would they do that? Why would they remove the keywords? Anyway, so it is deprecated indeed. Well, it's not removed though, right? It's deprecated. But how often C++ committee removes deprecated things? I don't really know. Yeah. Implement chop nickname and chop message. There we go. Removed in C++17. Seriously? Is it really removed? Okay. So let's actually start with C. Right. So we're gonna have C. Right. And I have a register int x 69, and then I just print that thing here. Right. So there we go. And then I compiled with the C compiler. It seems to be compiling, and it says 69. Okay. What about CPP? So now I'm gonna try to compile that with a C++ compiler, and it still compiles, and I still can run this thing. 69. So I compiled with C++ compiler, and I also gonna set the standard to C++17, and so C++ does not allow register storage class specifier. Quite interesting. What if I add pedantic? Pedantic. Interestingly enough, GCC specifically doesn't really throw any error. It just warns you that you can't use that. Interesting. Some people write code for fun, some don't, but some are trying to troubleshoot Android Studio for like 4 hours already and really want to commit tax fraud. What? Is troubleshooting Android Studio that bad that it makes you want to commit a tax fraud? Damn. That's a really bad state of Android Studio, I would say. Anyway, so alright, thank you. I didn't know that it got straight up removed from C++17. Right. Imagine your application is so bad the users want to commit a tax fraud. That's actually pretty bad. Or state of my hardware, I'm not sure, but I have no choice. I see. So, I think the time has come to rebuild everything from scratch yet again, just in case. And then run the full rendering and see if we didn't break anything. I think it's quite important. Shut. I think it's quite important. You know, it's quite important to test your changes, just to make sure you didn't do a fucky wacky. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Why you did a fucky wacky? I'm sorry, good. Alright, so and now I'm gonna try to render. Just deploy to production. Make render, okay. Alright. It's rendering shit. Would you look at that? Sometimes the uwus overtake us. Yes, exactly. It's a pretty dangerous meme, I would say. It damages your brain. You can't help yourself. Alright, so this is the result. We didn't break shit. Everything seems to be in order. And luckily, we also have integration tests. So we're gonna, run integration tests just to make sure that, everything is 100% okay. Okay. So I'm gonna go to the test folder, and first test we're gonna run is the Paja walk test, and I think I just run test sh. Everything is okay. The test has been passed. And what about UTF? So the UTF test has been passed. So I think we successfully removed PCRE2 dependency from our application. Let's deploy to production. Let me take a look. Is that TOS safe? Hopefully. It's actually 4 minutes. It's actually pretty long. I'm not sure if I want to watch it on the stream. Sorry. Ah, it's a KEKW format of the meme. I see. I see. All right. I think the time has come to create a pull request. Shut. Are you ready for the pull request? So I might also actually put a little bit of reasoning on why we removed that. Do you support the icon shown in Twitch chat before nickname? No, we don't. Yet, but soon we're gonna do that. So at some point, maybe I'll think about that. Okay, I'm gonna just remove it until somebody asks what the fuck is going on. All right, this is how many changes we need to make to remove this stuff. Yeah, and everything looks okay. So we also had to update aids a couple of times. That's totally fine. That is totally fine. And yeah, we finally got rid of the PCRE2. So hopefully now building all of that on FreeBSD is going to be a little bit less painful, because you don't need this additional dependency. You don't have to deal with this shit anymore. So what's funny is that PCRE2 was used for a feature that is not even that useful. That is not even that useful. FreeBSD users, yeah. I'm actually legit thinking about switching to FreeBSD at some point, since Linux becomes more normie. Because the only reason why I switched to Linux at some point is because I wanted to feel elite. I wanted to feel special. And since we have such things like Pop OS and System 76 shit, I don't feel special anymore, because this feels like a very normie operating system. So I really need to switch to something more dank, like FreeBSD, until it became normie as well, right? So if FreeBSD will become normie as well, I'll probably switch to Temple OS for sure. I'll probably switch to Temple OS. Okay, so it failed in a couple of places, and I wonder why. I wonder why, I wonder how. It couldn't upload artifacts. Okay. Thank you, Microsoft. Very cool. Thank you so much. I really love it. I really love when my build fails because of your fault. Anyway. There's nothing you can do about that. It's just I have to restart the build then, but I really want to merge it. If FreeBSD will become normie, I'll switch back to Windows. Yeah. So do commit changes to the project from a different Git users than to one hosting the main repo. You don't just run a custom OS. I'm not really sure what you guys are talking about. Alright, so let's actually try to restart the build. Because that's kind of sad. That's a sad day for open source community, in my opinion. The saddest day. Right. Luckily, we have a button, le button, that just reruns all of the jobs. And okay, so while it's rerunning all of the jobs, how about we make a small break? Right. How about we make a small break? 3 minutes, around 3 minutes. I think 3 minutes should be okay. 3 minutes should be enough for everyone. I'll be a studio for Holy Seaport, yeah. Alright. Soon Alright, let's make a small break and you guys have fun. Yo, what's up? Welcome back. No, I don't smoke, by the way. The things I did, I peed and also refilled my water. So that's it. I don't smoke at all. I used to smoke though, I quit. How about write own OS? Maybe at some point. We'll see. It still fails, unfortunately. Quit smoking. Yeah, it was hard as fuck, by the way. If you never smoked, don't even start it. Seriously, this shit is so difficult to quit. Oh my god, don't even start. Seriously, don't repeat my mistakes. Don't even start. Don't even start. That's what I meant. What is the purpose of filling a water if you pee it afterwards? Because water collects all of the substances that your body want to get rid of, and they're soluble in water, so it dissolves them in water and actually removes them. So the body, like, actually doesn't really need water. It just needed to, you know, get rid of the things that it doesn't want anymore, which is not 100% true, but you get the idea. So it's still failing. It actually fails randomly because Microsoft, no. Because Microsoft, and I don't know, so... And expected response, yeah, it's literally Microsoft fault. So I suppose I'm gonna just merge it and move on because, thank you, Microsoft, very cool. The build is failing because of 50s again. Just ignoring that and merging. Alright. Classic, am I right? Fucking classic. Let's just merge it. Repeat build until it passes, yeah. Another classic, am I right? Another classic. So what do we have planned for today? So that was just a warm-up thingy. And one of the things I wanted to do today is probably unhardcode the channel in emote downloader. So we have a special utility called emote downloader that downloads emotes that is going to be used for rendering, right? So all of the emotes, and then also it creates like an association file, like map in CSV. It associates the names of the emotes with a particular file, right? So it just does that. 1.5 hour warm up. Yeah, I mean, it's software development. What can I say? And yeah, so we have a special utility that downloads all of the necessary emotes like for you, right, from BTTV and FFZ and stuff like that. But unfortunately, this particular utility has my channel hard-coded in it. It had it for quite some time, right? It literally just uses my channel. I think the time has come to unhardcode that and basically enable the user with providing the channel via the command line, right? So, and that's the thing that I wanted to do. How about that? So let's quickly do that. So let's go back to the master and fetch the latest changes that we just merged. And merge origin master, so I should be able to remove that. What is this branch, by the way? Can you remove it? Apparently I can remove it. Nice. I really like that. Hello, the thinner. Welcome. Yeah, I just noticed you. I'm sorry. I read your message, but I didn't realize that it was you who said that. Yeah, hello. Welcome. So, yeah. Cheers, by the way. What's up, Randy D? What's up, everyone who I missed? I didn't say hello to. Welcome. Really glad to see you all. So, unhardcode channel. Let's call it like that. So how we're going to do that? We're going to go to the emote downloader and we're going to actually introduce command line arguments there. FreeBSD is in PlayStation 3, 4, and now 5. Is that normy enough? God damn it. Grab a news distro and won't be normie for a long time while being more advanced. Okay, so FreeBSD means normie. Alright. So I guess the only choice I have now is Temple OS. I'm gonna switch to Temple OS. Thank you very much. Because FreeBSD is too normie. Because that's how it works. Alright, so I suppose we can simply, you know, provide the arguments without any flags or anything like that. I think it would make sense, right? So usage, file stream, and the usage of this entire thing is going to be like so. There's some forks of TempleOS which actually interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I think there were some forks that actually increased the resolution of the operating system and stuff like that. Oh, Serenity OS is probably not yet normie. Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. Serenity is so dang that if you want a feature, you actually have to implement it yourself. They even say that. Speaking of heresy, I could do guess how that fork of the Temple OS is called. I think it's literally called Heresy OS. I think they even like put like a heresy in the name because they increased the resolution, but I don't quite remember. Temple like OS Heresy OS something like that. With the TCP stack, or maybe it was with the TCP stack. I don't remember. How was it called? Does anybody remember how exactly it was called? But the name was actually implying that it was a heresy. I'm not even sure if I pronounced this word correctly. I apologize if I do not. So yeah, I think it was quite funny. Another thing I remember about that fork is that it also, on the screenshot, on the official screenshot, it had a weeb wallpaper. Imagine Temple OS with a weeb. Apostasy OS? I think it's pretty close. Apostasy OS. No, this is not the right one. Maybe. Shrine. Don't remember, but it was actually kind of funny. I think Shrine. Ah, it didn't have heresy in the... Okay, so it had it in the description. My brain for some reason thought that it was in the name, but it was in the description. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. I'm sorry. Yeah. But where is the one with the weeb wallpaper? Maybe my brain mixed up everything, I think. My brain mixed up everything. God damn it. Alright. Is it active actually? The last change was on September 19th. Yeah. Oh, there is like a Temple OS, or like a mirror of Temple OS on GitHub. CIA Foundation. God damn it, Jesus Christ. I hope there's nothing like Twitch to OS unfriendly. God fucking damn it. The toilet paper is glowing. Fuck me. This is genius. I love it so much. Oh my god. If I can start instantly. CIA Foundation. Oh my god. Anyway. This is so dank. Yes, exactly. Ah, I love it. Ah, nice. Emote downloader. So I suppose we can provide like a channel name here, and that's gonna be the usage. So we're gonna have our example. So we're just introducing like a command line parsing for our emote downloader. We can even try to run emote downloader. So essentially, if you remove mapping and emotes, right? Emotes like that. You don't have any emotes, obviously, but if you run emote downloader, it will start doing brrr and download all the emotes. Emote downloader going brrr. And it's actually trying to do that asynchronously with several downloads in parallel. That's why it manages to download all of the emotes that quickly, which is pretty cool, I think. Which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's how it works. We're using curl. I don't remember which curl we use. I think it's a curl multi something. Yeah, so curl multi download. It enables with parallel downloads simultaneously, which is pretty convenient. I gotta tell you, it's pretty convenient. All right, so we're gonna create the arguments: RGC, RGV. I remember this is in the project you explained there exists concurrency without parallelism, vice versa. Yeah, it's actually one of those cases because we're downloading like concurrently, but without any action, without using any threads. Yeah. But what's interesting is that like I'm pretty sure there's threads at least in the operating system. We just tell the operating system go download something there and let us know when it's done. And it's just doing downloading and we're just doing our own thing, so it's more like a asynchronous situation. So wait, Cloud GitHub technically be saving memes under the ICE too, or is it curated? I don't think it's curated. I think it's automatically created. I think that the criteria was actually super like simple, like at least have a 1 star or had a contribution or something like that. Yeah. Async await in C. Is it possible? Why would it not possible? Can you tell me why wouldn't it possible? So look, we have async await in JavaScript, right? Right. JavaScript is implemented in C++. How could you implement JavaScript in C++ if you cannot do async await there? Think about it. That's a mystery. V8 is not implemented in Rust, by the way. It's implemented in C++. And it has async await. My word just fell apart. I'm sorry. Does async always involve the use of threads at some level? What is a thread, by the way? What is a thread? For example, if we go in like a very low level, right, very low level, and at that low level we can talk with a hard drive. Hard drive has its own usually firmware, it has its own processor. So the main CPU can tell the hard drive, like, go fetch some data there. And while the hard drive is fetching some data there, CPU can do other things. So we asynchronously reading from the hard drive, but do we have threads involved? What is a thread? Like, it's literally a different piece of hardware working asynchronously, because it's a completely different, like, almost small computers there, because hard drive are basically small computers. They have their own firmware, they have their own CPU, like a very small one. They can do like a very smart things. Is that thread? Like, we need to come up with what is I never implied any kind of multiprocessing in Epic. Oh, I see. Go fetch yourself. Yeah. It's actually, when you go like very low level, this kind of questions become kind of pointless, because like, what is a thread, right? Because we go beyond the definition of the thread. I think like thread is a more of a operating system notion. You kind of need operating system to talk about threads when you don't have operating system. I'm not sure if it makes sense to talk about that. Maybe it does. I'm not quite sure. So it all becomes blurry and vague and all right. So first thing we have to do, we have to skip the name. Skip program name. So, and after that, if args count is 0, that means we have to do something like println. We can actually panic, saying that error. We can actually do something like this: usage std error channel name is not provided. There we go. So this is how we can do that. After that, we can have a channel name. Channel name, and it's gonna be args shift. There we go. So here's the args shift. Almost done with the code database. Yeah, it's a relatively simple feature actually. So. So channel name. Oh shit. Channel name is not enough. We also have to provide the ID of the channel. We can probably retrieve ID of the channel by making a Twitch API query, but I think Twitch API actually moving in a really strange direction. Well, I mean, it's understandable why they're moving there, where you are actually obligated to have a token if you want to make any kind of requests, even just to take the ID of the user. So I don't want to make a emote downloader. I don't want to make users of emote downloader to actually have a token or something. It's kind of dumb. For such a simple thing, but maybe at some point this is exactly what we'll have to do. So I'm not quite sure. Is it possible for me to just query this entire thing? So I remember that in KGBotca, so there was a Twitch API, right? Twitch API. So we could do login. Users by login, right? Yeah, this is exactly what we're doing here. Yeah, you need authorization, client ID and shit like that. If you try to just call this thing Right, let's actually try to call it, and I'm gonna do something like login Tsoding, and I'm gonna put that in the curl. Actually, I'm gonna put it in the curl in a separate screen just in case it will leak something inappropriate. Yeah, there we go. You simply cannot like query without authorization. You're just not allowed. You used to be able to do that. Is the channel ID listed anywhere easy to find for a user to copy and paste? Officially, I don't think so, but unofficially, there is an application called Chatirino, right? And this is the application that I'm using right now. This is Chatirino. What you can do, you can click on the user, and then they have an ID, and you can copy paste their ID here. So there are special tools that make it super easy, right? So, and maybe that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna imply that you use one of these kind of things. That's what we're gonna imply, because it's actually pretty convenient. So, how does Chatirino do it? Using the developer's key? No, it's actually using OAuth 2 to authorize itself. Using your account, it literally uses your credentials to make API queries. So it, yeah, it's using your credentials to make API queries. All right. So, and I suppose here we're going to do channel ID. Okay, so we have a channel name and we have a channel ID. And the next thing is going to be if args count equals 0, it's going to be usage std error. And we're going to do a panic error. Channel ID is not provided. And then that's it, I don't have to exit or anything. So this one is going to be channel ID args shift. There we go. Should be pretty straightforward. Okay, I shouldn't rebuild like everything. I should only rebuild the debuggers. Only rebuild the debuggers. Okay, seems to be working. But it actually didn't rebuild the emote downloader. I don't even build emote downloader. I'm that dumb apparently. Yes, I am that dumb. Okay. Yeah, instead of count, I think you should use empty. Yeah, there's a literally thing. If it's empty, emoti. Emoti. It's like committee, but emoti. Why I keep spelling that? All right. Okay. So we have two unused things here, and I think the time has come to finally use them. How about that? All right. You left equal 0. Thank you. Let me check it out. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. Watching out for you. Thank you so much. Actual linter. All right. So we're downloading the global stuff, right? Then we need to download channel specific. All right, so I have a special thing. Now that is clean code. What do you mean? Ironically and ironically? I don't understand. So what is a clean code? I think I need to create like a buffer where I'm gonna compose these things. So somewhere in AIDS, I think we have a din array, dynamic array, right? So we have a dynamic array. I want to take a look at what it offers us. You can push things there and stuff, but you cannot print into that, which is kind of a shame. And you can also put like concat. Okay, so you can do this kind of stuff. I think I wanna like extend println so I can print into dynamic array, or maybe it's too much of an effort. But essentially, I want to have dynamic array character and have it as a channel URL, right? And of course, you need to zero initialize it, otherwise it's not going to work correctly. So it has to be zero initialized. And I wish I could do the following thing, where I could do something like sprintln, where I could specify the channel URL. Then I could specify this part. Let me actually just grab this thing. Right, so here's an ID, and then I can do something like channel ID. Right, so channel ID rather. So here's the channel ID, so then I can literally use all of that. Use all of that here, like channel URL data, but unfortunately it doesn't work like that. It only works for fixed buffers, like there's a buffer string, a string buffer actually, string buffer. Right, there's a string buffer, and yeah, it has to have like a fixed size, unfortunately. It has to have a fixed size. So the thing I'll have to do here then is going to be channel URL buffer, right? It's going to be char. And let's actually say this is going to be like 124. If I got the format specifier in sprintln, no, I didn't. This is how sprintln works, I think. Sprintln is my own thing. So, and also I have to remove n. Yeah, it's my own thing that works more like a write-ln of Pascal, where instead of like having format specifiers, you have things like hello, a, b, world, and this can be actually arbitrary types, right? So, and it just dispatches at compile time depending on the type. So yeah, that's how it works. So in here we have a channel URL, so buffer, string buffer. So all of that, it comes from the aids. All of that comes from the aids. And the implementation, for this who doesn't know, like for new people, this is how println is implemented, right? We're using variadic templates, right? So which allows us to actually accept like a pack of different arguments with different types, and then we unpack them sequentially into print1, and print1 actually dispatches on different type like at compile time. So we're using function overloading for compile time dispatching between the types. It's actually pretty simple and pretty straightforward. There's nothing special here. So yeah. So channel URL, let me take a look at string buffer. So first you have to specify the capacity, then the size, blah, blah, blah. So the capacity is basically size of channel URL buffer, and the thing itself is a channel URL, right? So there we go. So we have a channel URL, and now I can do that. I actually can. Simple, but sounds super 5-head. Yeah, it actually sounds super 5-head, and I don't know why it is not implemented in C++. Well, I do know because they have their streams thingy, but I think it's a little bit better, in my opinion. Okay, so and then I can just extract the data and just use it like that. So after we reuse this buffer, do we have clean? We actually don't have clean. Alright, so channel URL size, you can put it to 0, cleaning it up. Right, then we're gonna have a similar situation like a sprint channel URL, and we're gonna have like a franker faces, and here we'll have to use a channel name to construct the URL, right? So then we put that channel URL data here. Okay, so and after that we can clean it up. All right, looks good to me. So let's try to compile that. It doesn't compile, of course, because this thing has to be a buffer. Anything else? I forgot a semicolon. Classic problem. And there you go. Now this entire thing is unhard-coded. It is unhard-coded, and let me try to to do some stuff. So if I try to call, I need to remove mapping CSV and emotes. There we go. All right. Okay, everything is removed. So if I do emote downloader, right, it will say a channel name is not provided. Hello, Nicola. I hope I pronounced your nickname correctly. Welcome. Thank you. So provide Tsoding, it will say that channel ID is not provided. And if I take channel ID from here, for some reason it doesn't particularly work. Every time I copy it, it just doesn't work to me. Maybe because something weird is going on. Yeah, okay, so it works like that because, you know, the clipboards in Linux are kind of weird. Okay, so I'm gonna try to download it now, and I wonder if it's gonna work. It's doing things. It's definitely doing things, and we can then go through the emotes we have downloaded there. And maybe I want to do something like PCMan FM. And here are all of the emotes that we managed to download. I'm really sorry for the bright screen, but it's necessary. It is necessary. Okay, so now we're gonna try to download the emotes of here hots and plots. So this is gonna be here hots and plots. I know that you have some BTTV and FFZ emotes, and that's exactly what we're gonna test right now. So don't run away. Remove emotes, mapping. CSV doesn't really work. Also, in the middle, mouse button should win doesn't work at all. Yeah. It's basically, the problem is that it's primarily was developed on Windows, right, by Forth, and that kind of makes sense because on Windows you don't really care about Linux and some other stuff. All right. So emote downloader here, Hotson, Plotson, and let me try to do the following thing where I'm gonna do. There we go. I'm gonna copy paste UID. I'm really sorry for exposing UID, but it's not like that much of a secretive information. So let's try to download your emotes and see what's gonna happen. All right, we're downloading your emotes. Here are your emotes. And we're gonna go to the emotes part, PCMan FM, and if we take a look at them, yeah, the emotes are different. It also includes global emotes, but I suppose, yeah, you know, Haskek is your emote, yeah. Seems to be working. These are emotes that are available on your channel, by the way. Some of them are global, some of them are not, and yeah. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. So, yeah. Unhardcode channel. Unhardcode channel for emote downloader. So yeah, now you don't have to. Yeah, now you can use any channel, which is super cool. I really like that. Okay, good. It would be also pretty cool to be able to download Twitch emotes for a particular channel as well, right? So also download all of the global emotes and also emotes for that specific channel. Excuse me. Can you automate fetching the ID from Twitch API using the username? We already discussed that, and the thing is, Twitch does not allow you to make any API requests without authentication. So if I want to automate that, I will require users of this application to authorize, which is not convenient sometimes. And that's a whole new work. It's a whole new body of work to add authentication to it. So I wish I could just do that. If I could easily do that, I would straight up do that, because I mean, that would be cool. Just have a login and we can receive the ID ourselves. But Twitch is being an ass. I kind of understand why, because they maybe don't want people to abuse their API for different things. So that's why they want to put it behind the authorization wall. But yeah. Twitch is not what it used to be. Twitch is not what it used to be. Oh, alrighty. Just checking some stuff. So I think I need to update the documentation about this kind of stuff. So because we have a quick start, I think. Yeah. So we built third-party dependency. Channel name, channel ID. So maybe at some point we'll have authorization, but for now, nah. There was a site that made the Twitch authentication easy. Let me remember. I think it's something TMI, something. TMI. Twitch TMI. Chat password. I think I'm Pepega. Okay, I think I can find it in one of my boats because I actually referred to it at some point. TMI. Come on, TMI. Oh my god. GitHub. Why are you so Pepega? Why are you so Pepega? Okay, it's Twitch apps TMI. Okay, for some reason I thought it starts with TMI, but this one. But it's for like it's kind of I don't know. Maybe you can use that. We'll see. We'll see. Update readme. I'm gonna push that right into the repo. Oh yeah, I also have to upgrade my CI because we're downloading emotes on CI as well. So it's gonna be GitHub workflow CI emote. Yeah, so emote downloader. So it's Zozin. Yep. I already have it here. Okay, I forgot that I already have it here. Okay, CI, I'm gonna put it here. Tsoding this. That's it. So we actually have like 3 calls to that. Update CI. Alright, let's push that right into the repo. So, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it's gonna go well. Alright. So compare and pull request. I kind of want to work on fetching the Twitch emotes. That would be actually pretty cool. Twitch emotes. Does anybody know where I can get a list of all of the global Twitch emotes? Twitch API, global emotes. How to get chat reference? So let's actually go to Twitch API and maybe there's something related to emotes there. Because that would be pretty cool. We can start with the global emotes because global emotes are available for everyone. And also there is like an as situation where like some emotes are available to certain people. Chat to video renderer now with emotes? Well, yeah. Isn't that epic? Isn't that epic? I think it's pretty fucking epic. Emotes. Now with mostly emotes, exactly. Maybe there is some sort of an official API. Okay, so here's a Twitch emote, right? You can copy a link to this thing, right? So here's this. So how does that link look like? All right, so there is a situation where you can use other channels emotes on other chats. Yes, exactly. I know that, and There's not much we can do about that, unfortunately. There's not much we can do about that. Because we're trying to be platform agnostic. Maybe that's a bad idea. Maybe that's a very bad idea to be platform agnostic. To be fair, can we steal some code from the chat arena? Can we steal some code from the chat arena? Let's actually do that. I'm pretty sure Fort and Pylada will be okay with that. Yeah. They're not gonna mind if we steal their code, because I'm pretty sure it's released under MIT license, so that basically means we can steal their code. So what is the license? It's literally MIT license. They literally say use our code and do whatever the fuck you want with it. That's right. So all right. So Twitch TV or something. Twitch emotes maybe. Okay, so let me actually fetch the chat arena. Right, let me fetch the chat arena. Is it third party? Chat arena, do I have a chat arena there? I don't have a chat arena for some reason. Okay, let me find directories that have a name chat arena. Any of them. Do I have any directories with such name anywhere? I'm not quite sure. MIT is the easiest to understand. Well, what about public domain? I don't know. Public domain is not really a license though. I think I didn't have a chat arena cloned on my system. Let me also check out if I have enough space here. So it's 2 gigabytes. By the way, have you checked out this stuff? No, I have not. Thank you so much. Alright, so I think I don't have it. I'm gonna safely assume that I don't have it. Which is kind of weird, because I think they will sell new folder chat arena. Ah, that's where I put it. Alright, so let me create a new thing here. I'm gonna go to third party and we're gonna clone that chat arena. Do a shallow clone, Zozin. Yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Hello Marco, welcome to the stream. Have you checked out Git blame someone else? Have you heard what I said to you? I said no. I didn't check it. Git clone depth 1. Alright. I think it's depth 1, right? Yeah, I think it's depth 1. Shatirina. Alright. So let me take a look. So here is the emote tab. So we also have global, right? So here's the global. Oh, another interesting thing. We can know what emotes are available to what users. What we can do, we can have a special tool that goes through the log, takes the user names, tries to retrieve what emotes are available to them and also fetch them. But that will also require authentication. Maybe at some point we'll have to force people to have Twitch authentication. But it looks like this thing is doable, right? From this, like we know who were the users when we, because we have them in the log, but we only have their names. We don't have their IDs. So maybe one of the things you'll have to do, you also have to include IDs in the log. But, yeah. We'll see. Okay. So we have a global tab, right? I have a global tab. I wonder if you can literally find something like. So let's see if I still remember how to do that. So we have SRC, yeah. Okay. Grep rn global. There we go. There we go. Global emotes view. Global emotes view. Now, once we know global emotes view, we can just grab that specific thing here, right? Okay, so then we set the channel. All right, that is very interesting. And what's funny is that that's the only thing we do here. So there is a channel view, and we need to find a thing called channel view. All right. So I'm pretty sure it's a class. So we'll have to find class channel view. Where is that class? Looks like it. There we go. And when we set in the channel, so queue update. Okay. So channel view, queue update. All right. Do we have any HTTPS links here? All right. So there's a regular expression. Actually, maybe just HTTP. Huh. Initialize layout, scroll bar. Does it have anything related to emotes? Only update emotes. Okay. Add emote contextual menu items. XD. The menu got deleted. XD. Cool. Copy emote, blah blah blah. Add emote context menu items. I think that's the thing we need here. I think that's the thing. Can I do something? Okay, I can do something like this. Emote action. Create flags has any. Emote images. Context menu. Alright, maybe if I just Google HTTPS and it will find something related to Twitch inside of the source code. So what I want to find here is essentially just something related to downloading the emotes. Maybe JTV. Okay, so Twitch emotes. Custom reward. Split header. Okay, this one is interesting. Twitch emote template. Where do we use that? We use it only once here. Get emoticon. Alright. So get or create emote. Cool. Twitch emote. How do we use that? Append Twitch emote. Okay. So this is how we do that. Append Twitch emote. We're making some sort of a Twitch message builder. RC message. I see. Still don't understand where do we download them. Where do we download them? I cannot find that place. So one more time. I'm just trying to find this tab. Right. I'm just trying to find this tab. Finding this tab. We're not talking about BTTV emotes yet, Anasov. Finding this tab was actually super easy. That's literally what we do. Right. So we'll just do that. And here's the tab. Right. It's a global emotes view. And the question is, how do we use that thing now? We just set the channel to the global channel. And what does it even do? Right. So, and this thing is a channel view. Right. This thing is a channel view. And if we take a look at the channel view here, global emotes view, class, and then set channel. There's a thing there says image. Cool, but we're not talking about BTTV. Okay, thank you so much. All right. I forgot what I wanted to do. Set channel. Okay, channel connections. Message removed. Is there anything related to that? All right, I have an idea. So let's actually do that a little bit differently. Let's just grab anything related to HTTP, just literally anything related to HTTP, and actually save it to like a separate thing here. HTTP txt. So, Twitch pop out, anything related to emotes. Twitch emotes, wait a second, Twitch emotes, that's interesting. Emote. Twitch emotes set. What the hell is that? So they're using Pylada website? That's really strange. What is this Pylada website, by the way? What is this Pylada website? Link resolver, Twitch emotes. Oh shit, that could be actually very interesting. So price Pylada current services for such as Tsoding API. They probably like put a hack there for this kind of stuff. I think I heard something about that, yes. Oh shit. Twitch. Okay. Go web service that serves as a cache to APIs that that each Tsoding client could use. Okay. So basically, yeah, you can take a set emotes and stuff like that. Interesting. Just information about you and Twitch emote set. Does it include sub emote? I just discovered it. I don't know. Why do you ask me? Twitch emote resolver. Okay. All right. Use to change URL that Tsoding uses when trying to get emote set information default value. Emote set ID. Tsoding to server. Yeah. So emote. Anything else related to emotes? Cool. JS deliver. Yeah, I have a feeling that. So this is a global FFZ. There's also Twitch badges and stuff like that. I have a feeling that maybe they're not using Twitch API directly. By the way, another thing. So here's the kappa. Let me copy the kappa. Copy the kappa. Right, so we can try to take a look at this domain there. Maybe we have something there. Custom rewards, custom reward images, split header. I'm not sure if this one is important, but oh shit. Okay, so they still do use that, but they don't get the sets directly. They don't get the list of all sets directly. They don't get the list of all sets directly, unfortunately. Set ID. Yeah. My data is served cached from Twitch emotes. I guess that's what they're using. Okay. So this is a cache for Twitch emotes. That's what it is. All right. Okay. So, but how do I use that? Twitch emotes channel. Okay. Channel ID. I think we found it. So we can just use Twitch emotes, and I think this is what Chatirina uses as well. So this is what it uses as well. Hello. I want to grab my ID, and I'm gonna put that ID because I have to provide the channel ID. Right. Oh shit. Are you fucking serious? Thank you so much. There you go. This is how we do that. Alright. Thought you were a girl when I clicked on the stream. Surprisingly enough, you won't believe, but I get misgendered quite often in IRL. Oh. Really? Yeah. Especially from the far. Alright. So I want to do this kind of thing, JK. It's okay, I kind of got used to it, so I don't really care. So we have emotes, we have emote ID. We actually have emotes set. Oh no, it's a Tsoding Kamrad, Tsoding Sir. Okay. Get a Unix beard. The thing is, my beard doesn't grow at all, so I can't do anything about that. Out9, what's up, Out9? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. We were just talking how people think that I'm a girl sometimes. Fun times. All right. So yeah, we're trying to integrate with the Twitch API to get the Twitch emotes and stuff like that. So let's just make a request, I suppose. Just make a request. So Chatirina seems very useful. Thank you, Chatirina. I really appreciate that. Curl time. Yeah, exactly. Curl time. Zozin. Vodus. Yes. Okay. Vodus. SRC emote downloader. And I suppose I'm not quite sure how exactly we're going to do that, but what I can try to do. So this is a curl ID, right? It's a regular curl ID. It's actually curl. Yeah, it's a curl ID. So what I want to do now, I'm going to try to query the Twitch emote stuff, right? We're going to have a function that basically does like query Twitch emotes. So it's going to accept the curl instance. It's probably also going to accept the URL, emotes URL. We don't need any mappings or anything like that, or not like any downloads. I just want to make a query, nothing special. So we have a special buffer to which we're actually saving whatever we retrieve, and essentially we can just perform this this thing here, right? So yep, and afterwards what I want to do, I want to just print the result, just to see if we manage to query that thing properly. So curl buffer, I think I can just put data here, Global variables, yeah, I know. I eventually gonna refactor all of that because like this thing started as a hack, so it's slowly growing into a pretty complicated thing, and at some point I'm gonna actually go through the whole thing and just restructure it, refactor it, get rid of the global variables. So I'm really apologize for my bad taste in programming, but sometimes that shit happens. All right, so let's actually try to build a mode downloader. It's gonna fail. It didn't fail. What the fuck? Did I make a mistake? Why does it work first time? It's kind of unbelievable. Alright. So, alright. So here what I want to do, I want to do sprint pepper run, channel URL, and that's exactly what we'll have to do here. We'll have to do it, and then channel ID, and there you go. Here's the channel URL, and we're going to do query Twitch emotes curl channel URL data. Oh, Kashay, what's up? Hello, Kashay. Welcome. Top 10 programming questions. Why does it work? Yes, exactly. Yeah. What is this for? It's for fun. So size is gonna be 0. So this is how we clean the buffer. Video of chat playback. Okay, so essentially this is needed to turn this is the chat log, into this. So this is what it's needed for. It's the function that Scrum Master used to run sprint. Yes, exactly. Yeah, what's up, Arch? I just on a break from work, having a lunch and watching the stream. We'll be going back to work in 20 minutes. Okay, enjoy your lunch. Yeah. Hello, Archers. All right. So and after that, I want to exit. Yep. And let's just recompile everything, and let's just try to run it. Can I run it from the history? I'm gonna use... Do we have Twitch emotes? I'm not sure. Are you affiliate? I don't quite remember. Yeah, I'm gonna use myself, just in case. Okay, so as you can see, it managed to extract all of that stuff, right? So that's pretty cool. It managed to extract everything. Also, it's funny how it also escaped everything, but it has to be handled by JSON anyway. So, yeah. Quotes work. Oh, congratulations on your quote database. That's actually pretty cool. Query Twitch emotes. All right. So the next thing we have to do, we have to prepare the memory. We have to prepare the memory to parse the JSON, right? To parse the JSON, and then we also prepare the source, and then we also parse the JSON, right? So that's what we do. So what I'm using here, I'm actually using Tsoding, which is a JSON parsing library, right? Leaked IDs of Twitch emotes. Yeah, it's kind of scary. Tsoding, I think this is how it's called. I'm not focused on the code Tsoding writes either because I have to work. Who am I writing this for if nobody's focused on my code? Why don't I have a readme here? What the fuck? I have such an awesome JSON. I'm joking. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm just joking. Your work is more important than some stupid streamer on the internet. Does C++ support dynamic classes? What is a dynamic class? Excuse me? All right. So yeah, I have my own JSON parsing library. I'm super proud of it because it actually follows the spec almost to its completion, I think. To its completion, and it took like 1,000 lines of code. So imagine writing a JSON parser from scratch that works on spec, including the most difficult parts like escaping, and also supporting surrogate pairs in escaping and shit like that. Jiang, oh my god, welcome Jiang, welcome. Really glad to see you today. Welcome. Alright. So, what we need to do, we need to parse all of that stuff. So, the next thing is gonna be, Jesus, I know, it was hard actually. I almost had a breakdown, mental breakdown, but I managed to do that, and I just found some tests for JSON parsers on the internet, and it passed them, so I declared this library to be finished. Did you use tokens, lexers, and the like? What do you mean? Token is just a notion. You mean, did I use something like Flex or Python or something? No, it's actually completely from scratch. The only thing it depends on is libc. Right, so it is completely from scratch. Except libc, of course. Depends on the definition from scratch, but... tokens are just a social construct. Exactly. It's just a social construct. So you can check it out here. Yep. Doesn't have any description. Why didn't I actually give this repo a better look? I don't know, but and I just closed the chat. I wanted to close this tab, but I closed the chat. Zozin. Alright, I think we need to add this command then. You extracted it from Skedoodle. Yeah, probably. But that does not contradict to my question, I think. I need to finish Skedoodle, my god. Alright, so let's not focus on that. Let's focus on the code. So the next thing we need to do, we need to check what kind of object did we receive from the internet. And that object is supposed to be JSON object, right? So also let me do the following thing. It's gonna be, I'm sorry for the quoting, and GK. All right, so this is an object, and what we want to do here, we want to extract emotes, right? We want to extract emotes. All right, channel emotes. So this is emotes. So this is a result value object emotes. These are channel emotes, and then we expect the channel emotes to be JSON array, right? If they are not JSON array, we're gonna be very unhappy. For I don't remember how it was for. Yeah, for JSON. Yeah. Query Twitch emotes. So we're literally parsing JSON using a C library right now. So here we go. We have channel emotes. Do you mean reflection? Imagine finishing project instead of just starting a new one. Unbelievable. Yeah, I know. Imagine writing lexers instead of using regex and string splitting. Yeah. I have a pretty good imagination, what can I say? Does Twitch log have deleted messages or any indication of their modded so that bad messages don't be rendered? What do you mean? I'm sorry. Alexis. Alexis? You removed from where? Removed from where? Alright. So, and let me see. So, and then inside of this entire thing, we can query the code, right? So this is what we can do. Code. So, and we expect each individual thing here to be so emote has to be JSON object. It has to be a JSON object. So this is a JSON object. Then we do code JSON object value by key emote as an object, because we already established that it's an object. So that means we can cast it to an object. And then we're trying to extract the code. So the code has been extracted. Afterwards, I should be able to just print this entire thing. Not quite sure how easily I can do that. So it's a string. Do I have a print one for? Yes, I do. That's actually pretty cool. So I can do think like this, where I can just print the code, and that will work. All right, so I should be able to just extract all of these things here. So Emotisa. What is Emotisa? Does anybody know what is Emotisa? It's like a mantisa, but Emotisa. And oh shit. Oh shit. What does it want from me? Oh shit. Oh, because okay, so this emote. Gulag is the best jail world recommend. What the fuck is going on in the chat? The fuck? The fuck? Oh, we have to take a value of this thing. Okay, I see. So because emote is a value, query Twitch emotes. Query Twitch emotes. So it has to be a value. And maybe here I'll have to do the following thing, value of object, and then I'll have to do code. But then I also have to treat it as a string, I think. Wonder if it's gonna work. Is it gonna work? No. JSON value has no member begin, so you cannot easily... Oh, I see. So that means I have to do channel emote as array. This library is kind of difficult to use, but I think I can manage to do that. Alright, our downloader managed to actually find all of these things here, which is pretty cool. So as you can see, we found the subscriber emotes. Zhiyang, I need you. Zhiyang, I need you. Would you mind if I'm gonna use you for my experiments? Please, please don't mind. Because I know that you're a Twitch affiliate, so you do have emotes. So I'm gonna use you. Oh shit. Okay, that's actually really bad. Chatirina gives me... yeah, bad feeling. So there we go. So we managed to establish that you have one emote. Example dynamic class. That's okay. Cool. Thank you, Anonymous Login, for the example dynamic class. So yeah, so now we are able to extract Twitch Twitch emotes, Twitch sub emotes. But what's interesting is that we want to be able to also extract their, you know, their images. We know their IDs though. We know their IDs, and maybe that's going to be the key. So maybe that's going to be a key. ID, JSON object value by key, emote value. So it's a number, right? So it must be a number. Yeah, it is a number, which is kind of sad, but I mean, okay. So value object, SOT code. Right, so maybe we can also expect this kind of thing. Expect a code to be JSON string, and expect ID to be JSON number. I think that's what we can do here. So that's what we can expect. On top of that, maybe we can print all of that. So it's going to be code and then ID. There we go. So code and ID. Of course, it didn't compile. Semicolon in 2020. Imagine that. STD out as well. There we go. Okay, what do you want from me? So, oh, because it's a number, I have to unwrap the number somehow. I don't remember how to unwrap the numbers. So, Zuzin. So if I have a JSON number, how do I unwrap it? JSON number. So integer. Okay, so we can use this thing actually, which is kind of cool. JSON number to integer, so it accepts the JSON number and actually can get you an integer, which is quite convenient sometimes. Couldn't convert JSON value. Okay, so you have to also cast it to this thing. Print, no matching function to print the value. Wait, what? What the fuck? So if I have a JSON value, right? So look, I have a JSON value. I know for sure it's a number. Then I can use JSON number to convert it to this thing, and it should work. It should fucking work, but it doesn't. So if I try to do this kind of thing, so is it gonna complain that we don't have? It's still JSON value. What did I miss? Number is not a value. Number is not a value. Oh, fuck me. What the fuck is going on? Alright, so let me go to the place where we do this kind of thing. Code is a JSON value, no. Okay. Okay, seems good. Query Twitch. Fuck. No function JSON value, yes, and then I do JSON number. Alright. Why does it still say JSON value? Because I already converted it to a number. What am I missing? What am I missing? What stupid thing I'm missing? I'm missing something very fucking stupid. It annoys the shit out of me. What am I missing? What am I missing? Okay, so this is a JSON... what? Argument 2 is code. Ah! Oh my god. Yes, I told you. I'm missing something very stupid, and that was it. Thank you, Jiang. Thank you so much. Like, I was going crazy. Like, sometimes I get stuck in this, like, stupid shit, and it just, I cannot... Wait a second, it didn't work anyway. No, it was not that. It was not that. Oh, because, yeah, then you have to use... Okay, I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. And then you're so wind up because of this stupid thing, you can't think straight anymore. Like, Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Calm down. Everything's okay. Nice API, by the way. Nice API. Alright. So, let me test that. Expected JSON number, but got a string. That is very interesting. That is very interesting. So ID turned out to be a string. Alright. I didn't expect that thing to be a string. Alright, so let's actually say that it's going to be a string. Oh, I'm an idiot. I see. I forgot to do that. And now I have to change everything back. So, what was that? I think I need to just, you know, relax. JSON number to integer. Yeah. JSON number to integer. Alright. So if I do something like this, there we go. Here's your thing, Jiang. Thank you so much for testing it out. Oh shit. Okay. There we go. So now we know IDs. How can we use those IDs to get the emotes? For example, if I have kappa, right? So I have kappa and I copy paste this thing here, right? This is not how it works though. All right. So what about Tsoding double? Not Tsoding W. Tsoding W. Copy 3. Copy 3. Alright, look at that. So this is how we're supposed to use that. For some reason I didn't realize that this is the idea of the emote. Okay, so that's how you have to use that. That's how we have to use that. Alright, looks good to me. Let's go ahead and do that. So, to do. But doesn't Twitch already give you information about emotes and chat messages information to replace X to Y with an emote? You have no idea what we're doing. We're not making a chat client. Yes, you have no idea what we're doing. We need to be able to just, knowing only the channel, receive the available emotes in the channel. We're not making chat client. It works only in chat clients. This is not a chat client, so it's not gonna work like that. Alright, so... so sprint URL something. Oh shit. Okay, so how do we retrieve all of that? How do we retrieve all of that? So we have... Oh, that's very interesting. So this is how we're supposed to do that. All right. Okay. So we take the file. Yeah. And then we provide the URL. I see, I see. By the way, what is URL though? What is URL? So curl download. It's a fixed buffer, right? It's a fixed buffer. So maybe that's actually okay. Maybe that's actually okay. All right. So curl download. Yeah, Sprint is my best name I've ever come up with. Like, I really like this name. Query Twitch. Query Twitch. I get in the vote chat through third party. I don't see it available via Twitch API. We're assuming that you provide the file with the chat log. This project is supposed to be platform agnostic. The chat log is not necessarily has to come up from the Twitch. It can come from YouTube. It can come from Discord. It can come from IRC. Doesn't matter. This thing is platform agnostic. We don't give a shit. We want this thing to be as reusable as possible. That's why we provide a file with the text. You can get that file however you want. You can use Twitch API. You can steal it. You can do whatever you want. You can make it up. You provide it there. We render you chat. That's it. Does it make sense? Does it clears up any of the questions about what we're doing here? Hopefully. I think we need to document that. You can also scrape your sexy WhatsApp chats. Exactly. That's exactly what you can do. And if you want to do that, sure. Go ahead and fucking do that, mate. Okay, so we also have to accept downloads, I think, but yeah. So emote image type. Image type. It's kind of strange. I suppose it could be PNG. I think they all are PNG. Let me try to see that. So if I'm taking like a Tsoding W, right? So here's a Tsoding W. I suppose it gives them in PNG. All right. wget Tsoding W, and let's just download this mother flipper. Tsoding W, and I'm gonna do a file on it. It says it's PNG. Can you receive something else that is not PNG at some point? If you do, we'll have a bug and we're gonna fix it. So first we need to have something working. So I'm gonna remove that. So download size, and this is where we start doing this kind of stuff. All right. So we're starting with this thing. So this is the first thing that we put into the URLs. Then we need to have a emote ID. Oh, that's actually pretty nice. Yes, that's exactly what we want. We want emote ID. Yeah, I like that. I like that. And then we just do 3.0. And I guess that's it. That is actually it, surprisingly. Surprisingly enough. Okay. So if I do append bttv emotes array or append, all right. So where is the function? Okay. So we just add that. Yeah, we have to then add this thing to the mappings and then push the download. I see. Query Twitch emotes. So that's quite important. So we constructed the download, then we have to put that code here. Yeah, so what's going to be the code? So this is the code. And then we push the download there. To be fair, maybe for the consistency here, it would make sense to just call them emote code, because this is how we call them like everywhere. Emote code. Yeah. Alright, let's try to compile that and go through the compilation errors as usual. Maybe emote downloader. So what do we have here? So here's the code. It has to be emote code. Emote ID. Emote ID. Anything else? Downloads. We don't have downloads. Okay, so we have to accept the downloads. So this is what they are. Downloads is basically the queue, the downloads queue. You sort of like schedule the image downloading to that queue, and the system does everything like everything else. So yeah, and it does that, all of that in parallel. And we also have to provide the mapping file. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this looks good. This looks like an actually working thingy, I think. So this one is going to be a mapping file, and then the downloads. Parallel program. It's not really like parallel, like it uses asynchronous API of curl to do all of this stuff. But overall, yeah, it's kind of close. Alright, let's actually do... Let's remove all of that here. Right, I'll remove all of that here. So we're going to only download the Twitch emotes. Right, we're going to only download the Twitch emotes. I'm going to remove mapping and emotes, like so. There we go. And I'm going to do emote downloader. And it's just going to download all of the emotes. And it did fucking nothing. Thank you. I'm so happy. Why it did nothing? Alright, so let's go back to the function. So did it perform push properly? Probably not. Okay, let's take a look at the mapping. It should have created a mapping file. The size of the mapping is 420. Look at that. The size of the mapping is 420. And yeah, it actually got everything here, right? But in the emotes, we don't get anything, unfortunately. I have no idea why. So maybe we scheduled them incorrectly, or maybe something happened. I have no idea. So we're supposed to just push. So we did downloads push. And that's it. 420, nice. Yes, that's how I was supposed to react to 420. So I have no idea what the fuck happened, to be fair. So this is the file, right? It's almost like it ignored the download that we prepared. So it ignored the download, which is actually kind of sad. So then we go through the transfers. So downloads, elements, transfers. Can we print all of that shit, I wonder? So a single download, curl download is a URL. Can you even print fixed thing? Oh, yeah, you actually can. Nice. So that means I can print them. Println std out scheduling download elements transfers URL. Right, let's take a look at the URLs that are scheduled for downloading. Unused variable channel name. That's okay. Okay, so I think I forgot to recompile. I think that's what happened. Well, yeah, I think I forgot to recompile or something. I don't know. Because now it works. And I suppose now we have these emotes. Here are all of the emotes. All of the sub-emotes that we got. So now we can use them for rendering. I really apologize for the bright background. Yeah. To do. So Now we can actually check how all of that works together. All right, when you're trying to download all of the emotes. So mapping, remove mapping, remove emotes. There we go. It's actually a folder. I forgot how to remove folders. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, so we're downloading everything. Hands up. Cool. So it seems to be working. Emotes, PCManFM, and here is everything. So PogChamp. Cool. Yeah. So the only thing we don't support here is the global emotes. We'll see, we'll see. We can try to spam Tsoding W, just to see how it's gonna look in the rendering. So it's gonna be sample. So it's gonna be 2.5, and it's Tsoding. Tsoding is gonna spam Tsoding W. Like this. Okay, and now let's try to render everything here. -B, render. I'm in the wrong folder as usual. That's very, very interesting. I gotta say. Would you look at that? Oh, god damn it. Look at that handsome pixelated face. Isn't that amazing? I think it's amazing. It works. Actually works. Does support that. Okay, cool. Cool. Very cool. Alright, so remote downloader. I think now I need to rename this thing to be like that. Append channel Twitch mapping. Yeah, this is how it has to be called. So we have a sort of like a convention on how to call these kind of things. Append channel Twitch mapping. There we go. Yeah, exactly. I wrapped it in the box of this thing. That was the point. Append channel, Twitch mapping. There we go. All right. So everything seems to be working. Everything seems to be twerking. And the only thing we're missing here, by the way, is global emotes. All right. So it's going to be to do. Emote downloader does not download. Does not. Come on. Download global Twitch emotes. This is going to be a separate to do. What the fuck did you just do? Okay, thank you, Emacs. Very cool. All right. So we'll remove that. Wait a second. I actually started a feature out like in a different branch. God damn it. Yeah, I'm in the wrong branch. So I have to now do some branch management. So I probably have to go back to the master. Fucking classic, yeah. I was about to commit to that branch, but I mean, I noticed actually almost right away. Did I fetch the latest stuff? I didn't even merge that branch. Like I was, okay. Yeah, I have a pull request that I didn't merge and I completely forgot about it, and fuck. Unhardcode channel. And by the way, the CI is failing, and this is not my fault. I swear, it is not my fault. This is the Microsoft fault. Their services just return 500 error. You see? When they're uploading artifacts, it fails with 500 errors. So as you can see, this is a proof. This is a hard proof that this is not my fault, okay? So that means I can quite safely just go ahead and merge that. Yeah, so I have all of the moral rights to just merge failing CI because it's not my fault. All right, this is not my fault. I'm gonna keep telling that to myself. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. All right. So did I stay? Okay, I staged everything. I'm gonna merge origin master, and I'm gonna remove this thing, and Twitch emote downloading. Right. So this is gonna be the thing, and this is where we're gonna do a committee. All right. Add Twitch emote support to emote downloader. Emote downloader. I'm gonna push that right into the repo. How about that? How about that? So we had to use like a third-party servers to actually get the emotes. Says to writes for. Did I make a mistake? A grammar mistake? I'm sorry if I did. Alright, so I'm gonna create a pull request. And we'll have to actually snitch up all of the to-dos that I introduced there. In snitch list unreported. So we'll do unreported. Message person should give more precise position. Yeah, I remember this one. I forgot to report it. Report prepend body introduced in 159 51 50. All right. Rep. Cool. All right. So today was an interesting stream, even a little bit productive. But unfortunately, boys and girls, it is time for me to go. Thanks everyone who's watching right now. I really appreciate it. Have a good one, and I see you. Guess when? Guess when I'm gonna see you? I'm gonna see you all on Friday, because tomorrow is a day off. Thursday is a day off. So yeah, but on Friday we're gonna continue doing genetic programming. That's right. We're gonna have a fourth part of genetic programming, and we're gonna continue improving that that application, and maybe eventually we're gonna have something super interesting. So yeah, check out our schedule page. For more information on different projects we're working on. Check out our Discord server, and also check out our WOTS channel on YouTube, where we archive all of the WOTS. So yeah, that's it for today. Thanks everyone, and I see you all tomorrow. Love you. Mwah.